Oh my goodness, guys, what a game. What a unfortunate end of the fourth quarter. It seemed like we had the game all but one, and then a careless pass leads to a bucket, and then Hart commits a foul. I mean, it almost just feels like we tried every single way to lose this game, but thankfully we came out on top. And that's why I'm so high on the Knicks this year. Some of these games that previously we'd been losing, we're just winning, right? This is one of them. Typically, a Knicks team, this results in that knee in corner three that goes in and just absolutely breaks our heart by 2 points, but it ended up being short. Jalen Brunson, the game winner over Dyson Daniels, just took full advantage of him, knowing that he had 5 fouls. And Daniels had a great game. I mean, that kid's always been an impressive player to me. I remember him coming out of college and, of course, being drafted by the Pelicans, gets traded to the Hawks, and he's leading the league in steals. I mean, in this game, guys, he finished with 4 of them, which is nothing new. He's averaging over 3 steals a game. But Brunson got the last laugh. The Knicks did as well. Jalen finished this one, I believe he had 36. Yeah, 36 points on 13 of 21, 8 assists, 3 boards. Great game by Brunson. Had 16 points in the first quarter, and then like midway through the third at 20. But he got going quickly, as you guys can tell. The MVP of this game, Karl-Anthony Towns, had 44 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 7 of 10 from three. This was one of Cat's best games of the year. He had 7 turnovers, right? I mean, a lot of them were lackadaisical, but Cat knew that he had to do everything to will his team to a win. So turnovers are going to happen. And Precious Achiuwa was the unsung hero of this game. 26 points, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks. Keep in mind, as we all know as Knicks fans, like Precious is not a starter. He's just starting because no OG and then no Mitchell Robinson. The Knicks are without 2 starters, and they have, I mean, OG's played a majority of the season. He got injured. That was the first game he missed. But 36 and 18, that's the best record in 28 years we've had at the All-Star break. This is one of the best Knicks teams ever, statistically speaking, in the regular season. But we know that playoffs will have to end up speaking for themselves because that's all that matters to this point. Josh Hart had a 30 and 10 game last night. Tonight had 18 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 of 13, knocked down all 8 of his free throws. Of course, the last 2 he took none bigger than that. And Mikal Bridges had a quiet game, I thought, at least from an offensive standpoint. He was great defensively, had 2 steals, 2 blocks. Again, the Knicks probably don't win this game without Mikal because Trey more than likely hits that shot. But that's why we brought in Bridges, was his ability to guard multiple positions. Yeah, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Great game by Mikal, 5 of 8. The efficiency was there. I mean, 11, 4, and 3 is not really a quiet game, but Bridges just backed it up with his defense all night. Man, great job. And then the bench campaign had 10 points and 4 assists to go with 3 boards. Landry Shamet had 4 points. I mean, it's kind of sad that the Knicks scored 149 points and only got 14 from their bench. Like, that should never happen, but that's just the reality of how the Knicks have been all year. Miles McBride played 8 minutes and did not score. He had 15 points the last game. A little bit confusing how McBride goes from one of his best games to like literally doing nothing. But I mean, it is what it is, man. It's life. But the Knicks, right now in the standings, they are in the 3 seed. They are 2.5 games behind Boston. Boston has the tiebreaker. They've beaten us twice. We're going to play them 2 more. We play the Cavs as well coming off of the break, not directly, but a couple of games after. Let's actually go take a look at that. So the next Knicks game, and this sucks too because I've been really enjoying watching this team play. I feel like they're playing some of their best ball of the year, but the next game isn't for 8 days. That's going to be February 20th at home against Chicago. OG will be back for that. And then Mitch is targeting Sunday, March 2nd at Miami. I mean, I highly doubt the Knicks would bring back Mitch on the road. March 4th makes a lot more sense, which is Tuesday versus Golden State. Now, the Warriors don't really have a lot of size. They do. I mean, I guess they do. They've got Quentin Post, who's a 7-footer, and they've got Festus Ezeli. Geez, that makes me feel old. They've got Kevon Looney. So I think that's a good game for Mitch to come back. So they also could end up, yeah, they're not. I don't see them bringing Mitch back on a West Coast trip. So yeah, I think March 4th makes a lot of sense. Maybe he'll end up coming back the 17th. Who really knows? But just getting back OG, getting back Mitch is the biggest picture here. The Knicks have been without one of their best players all season long, hasn't played a single second, and they're the 3rd seed in the East. I can't wait to see a fully healthy Knicks team. I know I get comments every day saying, oh, look, the Knicks aren't on the level of the Cavs. They're on the level of the Celtics. And I completely agree. I don't think the Knicks are even close to that level. But with OG and Mitch, I mean, let's see how they do, right? If the Knicks lose by 30 to one of those teams healthy, then okay. But we haven't seen them healthy, right? And Mitch makes a huge difference too. takes a lot of pressure off of Cat with his versatility, can rebound the basketball, specifically offensively, and can protect the rim defensively, can catch lobs. Just gives depth, man. It takes a lot off of Cat too. When the Knicks go up against these teams, they want to be as fresh as possible. You look at the best teams in the league, like the Nuggets right now, the Thunder, they're getting a lot of rest because they're blowing teams out. The Knicks haven't really done that. Right. I mean, even when the Knicks are blowing teams out, they're still playing their starters until like the 3-minute mark in the fourth quarter. So Tibbs just does not like to go to the bench. And I kind of don't blame him, but at the same time, like that's never going to win. Like Tibbs has never, I mean, technically he did win a championship in Boston as an assistant, but as a head coach, he hasn't won, and that's a large reason why is he's got to go to the bench more. So hopefully he can do that in the second half. But this is a much needed break for the Knicks. Cat and Brunson will of course be starting. They'll be representing the Knicks in the All Star game, but everyone else though is going to be getting a rest, and yeah, I can't wait. The second half of the Knicks, I feel like it's about to be even better than the first. I think the Knicks honestly finished the second half with a better record than they did in the first half. A lot of these games we just shouldn't have lost if I'm being honest. Like the Knicks aren't going to go 500 against winning teams in the second half of the season. I just don't see a world where that happens. So, but coming off of the break, not ideal. I mean, Chicago at home is a good game to just sort of get back on track. But then a back to back at Cleveland against the one seed in the East, and then Sunday is at Boston. That's going to be an afternoon game. That's not easy. And then at home against the Sixers, who are basically fully healthy to this point, they've got Embiid, Maxey, and PGL playing. Sunday at we skipped the game. Friday night Knicks is going to be at Memphis, the 2 seed in the West. Sunday is against the Heat, who are about a 500 team. They're solid. Tuesday at home against Golden State, and then a West Coast trip: Lakers, Clippers, Kings, Blazers, Golden State. Tough schedule. So the Knicks, I mean, they've got this has to be the hardest, if not the second hardest schedule in basketball. And coming off of that, they take on some. I mean, there's just not a lot of easy teams, man. I mean, I'm looking at a stretch right here where they've got the Mavs, the Clippers, and the Bucks. The Blazers are actually playing their best ball of the year. Philly, Cleveland, Atlanta, Phoenix, Boston, Detroit, Cleveland. It's a tough schedule, man. So the Knicks are going to be tested. I mean, to be honest with you guys, now that I think about it, I would be shocked if we had the same record as we did in the first half. I mean, from a percentage wise, I mean, that's a tough schedule. But I think the Knicks just being the third or the fourth seed would be more than enough because that way they get home court in the first round. Let's say the Knicks end up being the 4 seed, and then they take on the Bucks in the first round. Like that's a huge home court. You want to have home court against the Bucks, and in the second round, you're probably talking about going up against Cleveland and then Boston. So the first round, the Knicks, I don't have any issues with. I mean, just like when we beat the Cavs 2 years ago, and then a year ago, of course, beating the Sixers, and then this season, like we'll get out of the first round, but the second round is going to be the thing. Tough Indiana team last year. This year again, it's probably going to be Cleveland or Boston. So the Knicks have got to be ready. But I mean, yeah, we're going to be looking at a completely different Knicks team though, midway through March, hopefully. And also, don't forget the buyout market. TJ Warren probably is going to end up joining the team too. But that's all I got for you, man. Knicks Daily. Honestly, thought we were going to find a way to lose this game, but we won. I'm pretty happy. And yeah, guys, have a great night. I'm out. Peace.